I can't stop thinking about him, the boy who touched the fire. It was years ago, but the memory clings to me like smoke, refusing to dissipate. I was young then, just another apprentice in the old church where the elders would lecture us endlessly about sin and obedience. Their sermons bored me, but one story stood out, told in hushed, reverent tones. All sin teaches its lesson, and that lesson is pain. I didn't understand what they meant until the boy arrived. He wasn't one of us. His family had come from far away, seeking refuge in our quiet, forgotten village. He was scrawny and wild-eyed, with a defiance that unsettled the elders. They warned him about the rules. Don't enter the sacred rooms, don't disturb the altar, and above all, don't touch the fire. The fire was always burning in the great stone brazier at the heart of the church. It wasn't like normal flames. It burned blue and cold, yet the heat it gave off could be felt even at a distance. The elders called it holy, the fire of judgment, a gift from the heavens to teach us the cost of sin. The boy didn't care. He would sit too close to the brazier, his gaze fixed on the flickering blue light as though it held some secret only he could understand. I tried to warn him once, told him the stories of what the fire had done to others who defied it. He just laughed, his voice sharp and brittle. "Fire's just fire," he said. "It only burns because we let it." I didn't argue, but something about his words filled me with unease. The night it happened, I was cleaning the pews. The church was empty except for the boy, who sat cross-legged in front of the brazier, staring into the flames. I should have called for the elders, but something stopped me. Curiosity, maybe, or a quiet, terrible sense of inevitability. He reached out. It happened so fast. One moment, his hand was hovering over the fire. The next, he plunged it into the blue flames. The scream that followed wasn't human. It was a raw, guttural sound that seemed to tear through the very air. I froze, my heart pounding, as the flames surged around his hand, consuming it in an instant. But they didn't burn the way I expected. No, the fire didn't char his flesh. It changed him. The boy's screams turned to silence as the flames spread up his arm, then across his body, moving like liquid. His skin darkened, cracked, and split, revealing something beneath. Something smooth and gleaming, like polished obsidian. His eyes glowed with the same cold blue light as the fire, and when he turned to me, I saw no recognition in his face. "It burns," he said, his voice a low, resonant echo. "It teaches." I ran. I didn't stop until I was outside, gasping for air in the cold night. The church was quiet, but the flames in the brazier burned brighter than ever, casting eerie shadows against the stained glass. The elders found me the next morning, huddled in the corner of my room. I told them everything, but they only nodded, their expressions grim. "The fire taught him," one of them said. "It always does." I demanded to know what they meant, but they wouldn't answer. They sealed the church that day, locking the doors and barring anyone from entering. The fire still burns, though. I see its glow at night, spilling out through the cracks in the stone walls. And I swear I hear whispers in the wind. "The boy is still in there," they say, though he's not a boy anymore. The fire taught him its lesson, but it didn't stop there. It remade him, twisted him into something beyond understanding. And now, it waits for the next foolish soul who dares to disobey, to touch the fire, and to learn the lesson it's so eager to teach.